Okay. What's up, you guys? It's your girl Euphoria tapping in. I was paused like that because a message popped up on my screen about my moderators for my channel. So basically, they're saying my moderators have more control of my channel, and I get to choose who moderates my channel. And current moderators that I have, they haven't been popping into my live lately. So we'll see what to do about that statement. However, on the flip side of everything, you guys, I finally hit 1,000 subscribers. Okay, so they're saying I could finally start to monetize this channel. So I'm very excited in that fashion. Got this weird, annoying pain on the side of my nose that I've been dealing with for the past 2 days. But anyways, yeah, congratulations to me for 1,000 subscribers. I'm excited. Um, that means everything is finally monetized. I'm finally starting to see my traction go up. And yeah. Now, y'all saw me put a lot of shea butter on my chin right here. The Dr. Malaxin rice peel does work, but I tried to go in and use my fingernail while I was using it. And yeah, so it really do work. It really does actually cut down on the dead skin and stuff like that. So there's that. Let me get into who my moderator is going to be. I don't know, not them. I have no idea at this moment who my moderators for my channel are going to be because yeah, not them is what I said. I don't want to bother nobody that doesn't want to be bothered. So looking for new moderators for my channel, right? In the midst of that, again, welcome. Cast a spell. What the hell do y'all be talking about spell work? Y'all be tripping. Um, Anywho, so shout out to all of you guys who continue to tap in and pop up every single day. I appreciate you being here supporting me, telling my truths, and sharing my story about how I got into my spiritual journey and giving you guys tips and tricks that you guys might benefit from on y'all's journey. Okay. Crazy work, all y'all trying to call me a witch, because, what? I don't know nothing about being no daggone witch. Okay. All I know is do hair, be positive, get some money, and take care of my son. However, on the flip side of that, thank you guys for joining in for this live as we talk about evolving into a starseed, getting into your highest vibration, being you at your pure energy level so that you can attract the lifestyle that you want, manifest your wildest dreams, and become essentially exactly what it is your soul was meant to be. A lot of us are out here doing things based on what we want to do, based on achieving financial status and achieving friendship, but what we can do is actually achieve abundance based on what our soul wants instead of chasing that bag. So thank you guys all for being here at this time and trusting me with your education into getting into your soul. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, so there's 3 ways to elevate into your soul's journey, right? By accident, on purpose, or with a guided meditation. Right? So by accident means you get into a life-threatening situation, You have a near-death experience. You wake up in a hospital. You wake up in a hotel, wherever you wake up, and you realize life has not been the same, or life just feels different after this one turning point in your life. That's usually, you've had a spiritual awakening or you've had a transition without your knowledge. Okay. Next up is the on purpose intentional one. So a lot of people who do breath work learn how to control their own breath and can go into their meditative state by doing the breath work themselves, holding their breath and being something different or becoming something different after doing breath work, meaning you go into a certain pranayama practice where you hold your breath for a certain amount of time and it allows you to travel through different spiritual gateways. Some people may say it's suicide. All of the Buddhas and Hindus, they practice this thing when they do this at the temples. This is what they do. This is how they transition. This is how they transcend. It's with breath work, right? Which is what happened with me um, a couple years ago in my apartment, right? Then there's the one that you can do with a guide. So usually after a spiritual transition with breath work, depending on whether you did it alone or with someone in an institution, if you did it with someone in an institution, you did it with a guide, right? You had a guide teach you, or you had you see people go to Nepal, and they'll go to different temples, and they'll have like a lady pouring roses or flowers over top of their head and water, and they're like chanting and they're all meditating together. They're essentially helping her go through a gateway or essentially transcending her life into another person's life. So basically, when that happens, you pretty much end up with the same kind of life as your guide, right? So whatever they go through is what you begin to go through. Completely your choice. Some people prefer to go with the guide so that they can, have an example of what they're doing, so they know what they're getting themselves into. Some people rather do it by themselves and build their own character from scratch. A lot of times that's the dark night of the soul, or things of that sort. So that's what we're getting into on this channel. We just reached 1,000 subscribers. Goddamn, all the blood is rushing to my sausage. I don't know why. Prana, there is prana, but there's also pranayama as well. Can anyone go crazy doing guided meditation? Yeah. Because the things that you start to see when you transition, most people can't handle. That's why some people will have they'll gauge what you can handle, and they'll show you things slowly but surely. Based on how you react, you get the ability to keep going through more and more gateways. Because more people are spiritually aware than you know, but based on which road you choose, once you finally get your sovereignty back, there will be people who will gatekeep certain aspects of it based on what your mind can handle. Because if you can't handle talking to dead people every night, then you're not gonna get that gift. You're not gonna get that ability to go through that gateway. If you can't handle seeing ghosts run through your house, then you're gonna not get that gift. Okay? So again, you get gifts through, if you go with a guide, right? If you go with someone who's guiding you, you get gifts based on what they see you can handle to keep you mentally sane in this world. Talking to dead people, ha ha ha. No, seriously. I talk to people who have passed away in my family and people who are not in my family that passed away. That's a real thing. It's funny because y'all say psychic mediums, y'all look at white women on TLC do psychic medium readings and y'all be all in, but then when a black woman says I speak to my ancestors and I venerate my ancestors, y'all think that we crazy. I don't have no reason to lie to y'all. So yeah, astral traveling is not for the weak. You don't go astral traveling with everybody. Don't do that. You don't have to. It's not for you to believe. It's just for you to either learn the lessons and appreciate that I'm sharing it with you or leave. Just that simple. You don't have to be here. I'm not begging you. You're not talking to dead people, you're talking to demons. No, because some of them are my friends that passed on. They'll be with their girlfriend in their house. Or another person, he passed away. He was driving in a car. He was like, tell my sister I'm good. Another lady, she passed away in our apartment complex. She told me to tell her daughter that she's with her son and she's okay. And I've seen her in my dreams plenty of times, like holding babies and stuff. And I never met these babies. But then a week later, that same baby's with her relatives in the neighborhood. So I'm just saying, my gifts are my gifts. And I'm sticking to that. I don't care what you say or how you feel about that. You don't have to be amused by what I'm able to do. She's saying astral traveling like it's a trip to the mailbox. Astral traveling, no, because if you do it unsupervised and you don't know what you're doing, sometimes you get stuck in the astral realms and stuff like that. And it'd be hard to get up. Like you waking up and you still lethargic because your spirit isn't all the way back in your body. It's other places. Or someone's attacking your third eye, one or the other. So it's always good to get with someone who you trust. All right, so let's get into the conversation of the day because I got to be gone in less than an hour. So I moved here back into October, late October, and it was strange to me because I was moving around my apartment and I heard no one else here. Like the whole neighborhood was quiet. Like it felt like I moved into a ghost town. Like it felt like I moved into a ghost town. It was the weirdest shit. So I come here, it's completely silent, it's quiet, and I'm saging my house. And I know people travel every night, but I travel every night. I talk to people. But some people don't understand that concept, so you gotta break it down slowly. But I moved into my neighborhood and pretty much it was completely silent. It wasn't until I saged my son's bedroom and it felt like a lot of nasty spider webs were all over my face. And it was weird because I had never felt them before. Because I came and seen the apartment before in the daytime, but it was like this one time I come in, there's like spider webs everywhere. I'm like, oh my God, what is this? So, oh my God. Long story short, I went in that room and when I saged, that was when people started moving around upstairs. It was the weirdest shit. Like nobody moved upstairs until I hit the spider webs in the bedroom. I think it was a trap set up for my son, but because it was just me moving in, they probably got attached to me instead of my son. Now that I'm looking back on it, but like, cause like just his bedroom, every other room in the house, no, just that bedroom, spider webs everywhere, and it just creeped me out. I'm like, what the fuck, like. It just felt like they was just all over my face. And then even when my ex that I was supposed to stop talking to came and moved in the apartment, he felt the same thing. So quiet is kept in that space that I was in. I'm just like, okay, this is probably more spiritual than physical. However, I did eventually see a spider in the room and I just charged it to being a physical thing. Moving forward, thanks. Moving forward, I started having dreams about Hispanic people in my neighborhood for some odd reason. And I'm like, I don't know. And I never knew who lived above me. So I was like, I wonder which family lives above me because I kept seeing different people like moving through the apartment complex. Also, before I get deep into the story, if you guys are interested in doing a parasite detox, go ahead and purchase your golden elimination capsule from me. Parasite detox for the holiday season because, yeah, we be needing to release a lot of shit. If you don't take a poop at least twice a day or at least once a day, get you some of this to keep the backed up gut away. All right, I take 4 capsules. You got something for parasites? No, I'm sorry, for something for insomnia. Oh, melatonin always works. Release all parasites, right? Yeah. Them nightmares bad. I wake up happy as hell that it wasn't for real. 4 capsule of nonsense. Um, mm. That's funny how I just moved into a different consciousness and everything just changed. I'm gonna just go ahead and let y'all have fun. Anyway, so back to the lesson. So once I finally realized that it was more of a spiritual thing than a physical thing I was experiencing, but there was things to physically explain it, I brushed it off most of my spiritual journey. Going through a spiritual journey, like when I had accidents, like when I turned 21 and I woke up in a hospital and they're like, "Who are you with?" I'm like, "I don't know. How did I get here?" And they're like, "Oh, you were at a hotel with friends." And then I go to the hotel people and they're like, "Oh, this happened." Like everybody's story is different. Everybody's trying to cover each other's ass. No one's telling the truth. And I never actually got to go to court to see what really happened to me on my 21st birthday, right? Especially quiet as kept since I was with my father. Like he took me out the club. That's the last person everybody saw me with was my dad. Like he's the one who took me out the club, and then I somehow ended up in the hospital. And there's no explanation for that to this day. I kept asking him about it. He never would to tell me the story. My mom was like, "I know what you did." So she just stopped talking to him forever. Like she just never spoke to him again. I woke up with cuts and stuff all over my feet. I had bruises all over my body. They did a rape kit. They looked at the inside of my vajayjay. They were like, "It's lacerations in here." You know, some kind of foul play does look like it happened. He never came in for his DNA testing. They ended up testing my son's father and just said it was him. They was like, "Oh, it's probably him," right? But they said that if I took a shower after any kind of sex, that all the DNA would be removed. However, when I had sex with him, the only time I ever had sex on my birthday, I've never had sex on my birthday ever, except for that one time on my 21st birthday. All this happened, but so I had, you know, we did what we did on my birthday, like 2 a.m. and I took a shower. Then even before I went to the club, I took another shower at 7. So I felt like it should have been no way that it could have been linked back to him based on what they tell me about forensics and what they always said. So that was one of those by accident situations of a transition because again, there's still no clarity about what happened to me that day, and I usually can remember and dream back to what happens to me, but that day is the only day that I don't know what happened. My friend said I had a birthday cake. My friend said that I had so many things. Like they would say I was dancing. They said my son's father's friends was at the table next to me because he wouldn't let my son's father in the club. He was like, "Yeah, you can't come because you're too young." Because I turned 21, but he was like, he's 9 months younger than me. So he wasn't 21 yet. But, for men, they had to be 21 or older. And women could be 18 or older to get in. So my younger female friends could get in. That sounds very predatory now that I look back on it, right? But, right. So that's that. So that's what happened back then. That was my accidental transition that I couldn't recall, right? Still didn't know nothing about spirituality, but I noticed things in my life start getting real negative. Like I ended up getting fired from my job a few days later. Like all this crazy stuff started happening. I'm just like, what the hell is going on? Like I couldn't put it together. I couldn't understand. My father wouldn't answer the phone for the police. They kept calling me like, "Yeah, we can't get in touch with your father." So you said that's your real father, your blood father? I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "Well, we can't get in touch with him." So that was my accidental transition. All right. So moving past that, my intentional transition, which was when I turned 28 or 28 going on 29, I did some breath work, or I was doing breath work. Well, actually, I was fasting with someone who was in the spiritual community underneath their wing for a long time. And I started fasting. I did my juice cleanse and stuff, 7 days. And then I did another one right before Christmas. So my anniversary of that is coming up. And I did that fast and that cleanse for 7 days. Instead of doing juices, I did just water because I didn't have fruits at the time to juice. And that's when I had my spiritual awakening, and he kept talking about taking the rose-colored glasses off, and I never knew what he was talking about until it happened when the rose-colored glasses actually fell off, and I was like, "Oh shit, America has a problem," in my Beyonce's album voice. So that's when everything was just like, whoa. But that was probably about 2 or 3 years ago. That was my intentional transition. Now, even after that, I had a furthermore transition where I started doing breath work more often. I started doing more yoga, and I did some breath work in my kitchen. I think actually when I was recording the album while I was fasting, and I remember it felt like my face just went like it dropped. But I'm like, what the hell? And then the guy I was on the phone with, he said, I did that. And I'm like, he did what? I'm like, I'm so confused about what he talking about. So there was that. But then the juicing came after that. And then when I was juicing, like when I was in that timeline, there was a time when I was in the kitchen, I started doing breath work again. But then when I did the breath work this time, I leaned back when I came up. And all I know is I woke up on the floor, like I was shaking on my hands and knees. It was like I was having a seizure or something. To this day, because I was alone, I don't know what happened to me that day. I really don't know. And that's why I'm going to get to the next level. You should always have a practitioner with you when you're doing your spiritual work, especially when it comes to Kundalini activations, breath work, and things of that sort. So you can be caught by someone who you are able to, trust. So when I did that breath work that day in the kitchen, I actually have it recorded on my laptop. I never released it. And when I woke up, I was shaking and I was like looking in the corner of the kitchen towards the dishwasher. And I was like, I remember my head was leaning like this and I was on my hands and my feet. And I'm like, just talking, but I'm like, it's like I was talking in a language I'd never spoken before. And I just remember being like I remember I was like this. Like I could just remember my face I was like, but I didn't know what I was saying. But then after that, my sister called me. She said, you doing my hair on Thursday, right? And I was like, yeah. But the thing is, when my whole jaw was sore after that, and I ended up with a bruise on the side of my face. So I realized I probably fell down and hit my face on the side of the countertop. That's why, again, when you do Kundalini activations and things like that, you're supposed to be in rooms that are padded with other people so that they can guide you through whatever is going to happen when you do this breath work. Now, I used to do it a lot on Clubhouse. I could just, and then, like you said, a head rush. But I'd never thought nothing of that when I was doing it then. I think that happened afterwards. Like I would just, and then feel all the pressure go to my head, and then and I would see like different colors. I'm like, oh God, I don't know what that was, but hey, this is cool. So that's self. That's doing it alone with no guided permission, no guided person, doing your spiritual activations and your spiritual initiations alone. Then you have a practitioner come in and assist you. So my last relationship felt like that, kind of, because it's like said person was saying that they wasn't spiritual. I'm like, you spiritual. You done made it out of a house, living with people from Louisiana, you spiritual. And I could sense that he was, but everybody's not going to say what they are, because that's not what life is about, right? And I could just see that I was learning lessons. And people are like, why'd you stay in such a toxic relationship? It's like I was just learning a lot of spiritual lessons, because I became so spiritual at the point where it's like, I'm just here to learn, you know? And what I'm learning here is, I mean, I don't have no other place to learn. Either way, I just be in a car by myself every single day. And this person's the only person that's calling me, summoning me, conjuring me. I don't fucking know. Keeping me in the loop. Meanwhile, my own family is pretty much just like, yeah, we don't have nowhere for you to go. Oh, you got to call before you come over here to take a shower. Oh, why are you calling me, bothering me, tasking to take a shower? My own family, have you mind. So I guess spiritually I was thrown to the wayside and left out to rot. So people will also ask, why do you stay in toxic relationships? Why do you stay around toxic people? But it's like you never know why people had to stay around certain people, right? I regret a spiritual awakening. It's too hard to make money. My crush got with the dude who can't even do 10 push-ups. Family should never turn their backs on one another in a perfect world. Yeah, and I'm not saying that the world's gonna be perfect because again, your spiritual journey comes with losing a lot of people, losing friendships, losing connections because not everybody else is ready to face the truth. A lot of people are more comfortable living in the lie when it comes to like the matrix, the red pill versus the blue pill. So more people are more comfortable living in the lie. So it leaves you out here alone on your spiritual journey if you're not ready. All right. And that's why when I moved into this apartment, it felt strange because I'm like, when I moved into my other apartment, I moved by myself, but my son's father had kind of like laid, I guess, the groundwork for me to be there. I didn't realize it. I'm like, why? Yes, baby, come on in. Oh, can you take it off the stove? Thank you. It's been done. I don't know why I didn't go. Thank you. So, when it came down to it, I didn't realize what was going on because I wasn't there yet. But then I started having visions of people doing stuff to me. Like I started seeing more, seeing with my blue, green, and purple eye, like what's going on behind the scenes. So I'm just like, okay, this is interesting. So who just did what to me? Okay, just taking account for it and just staying in the knowing that whatever's going on is not going to be able to hurt me because I'm protected. Because I've seen a lot of spiritual stuff long before that, but I never charged it to being aware. Like I remember there was a time where I was at my grandmother's house and I'm on the phone with my friend who actually lives 2 apartments over, and we was talking and then I just kept hearing something click in my bedroom. I'm like, what the hell? I said, hold on right quick. And I go to my bedroom and I go to the like where I heard it because I was very pitch perfect. I go to the light in my bedroom. It's on top of a thing, and I'm sitting there. And then I look out the corner of my eye, and it looks like it's something floating on top of my son. The same thing that I thought I saw standing in the corner of my kitchen that day when I had that moment. It looked like it was clear and plasma, and it was like crawling all over the top of him. And I'm looking like, oh my God, what the fuck is that? And I'm trying to turn, but my body feels stuck. And then finally, when I get the chance to like fully look at it, the light in my room falls down and everything goes black. I get scared. I jump and I run and I grab my son. Okay? I jump on top of my son. Like I didn't care that it was dark. I just jumped on top of him. My friend, all of a sudden, all of that, I was on the phone, all of that, right? All of that. She didn't say anything the whole entire time. She never said nothing the entire time. I'm like, so where the hell was you at the whole entire time that all of this was occurring to begin with? Like, it wasn't sleep paralysis. Well, it could have been sleep paralysis, but I saw it happening, so I jumped on top of my son. But then I know what she says something. I'm just like, all this time I was on the phone, you ain't say nothing. How the fuck? See. Where was you at the whole entire time that was going on? Why was you saying nothing on the phone when all that was happening? Whatever. I never thought about it twice. Again, in the same apartment with my grandmother, I was meditating one day. I started stretching. I'm like, oh my God, I finally felt this really good stretch. I was looking at the blue light on my clock, but then I stretched real good one day. I'm stretching. And then I hear something in the closet, in the hallway. And I'm like, what the hell was that? But then I look over at my son and he's like coming up off the bed like this. And I'm like, why his eyes was like he was laying down like this, but he started getting up like this. I said, what the hell? I grabbed my son and said, oh fuck no. I shook my son and said, Marcel. I woke him up like, what the hell was that? What the hell was that? Marcel, did you see something? And he said no, because I forgot to mention, when I was stretching, I saw something that looked like a blue light flash in front of my eyes and it scared me. So I was like, what the hell? So I just stopped stretching because I got really lightheaded. But then that's when I saw the same thing, like I saw that with my son. So I jumped on top of my son. I said, oh, hell no. I looked at him. I said, Marcel, did you see something? He shook his head no. I said, did you see something? He said, no. I said, Marcel, Did you see what I saw? And have you mind, he's like 3 or 4 at this time. Did you see what I saw? And he looked at me. He said, he shook his head like this. His face was just like this. He said, I saw the blue star. I said, oh, hell no. Next thing you know, I look up and my grandmother's standing right in the hallway, right where I heard that noise at, like her eyes all big looking at me. I said, what woke you up? She said, huh? I don't know. I said, I told her what happened. She said, oh, I don't know what woke me up. I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. So I've been experiencing spiritual stuff pretty much my whole life, but until I actually understood and became aware of what things could potentially actually be, it never really caused me to really look into it. I kind of was just like, what the fuck was that? And I would just keep moving on in life. What the fuck was that? And just keep moving on in life. You look like Benson Boone. Everybody keeps talking about Benson Boone. I don't know who the hell that is. You got bald spot, Sean. Where? It's in the back of my head. I seen something across the room by itself while wide awake, so I don't dismiss anything too quickly. Oh no, it wasn't until I moved back into my mother's house I started seeing like actual black figures running around. Like it was like a figure, a shadow man that ran in, like it was in the bedroom with me, and it ran out the bedroom and went into like the rest of the house. I'm like, what the fuck was that? Oh hell no. Now have you mind, I started having dreams about it, and I documented my dreams where I asked the girl, I said, you ever seen a shadow man before? And she said, no. What you talking about? I said, you never seen a shadow man before? She said, no. And then I saw it, and then it jumped in me, and I started going like, and they were like, oh shit. And that's when like the whole entire building, like it's all this wind started blowing around the building. We were all in the tower, and like this the wind started going like it was a hurricane. I'm like, oh shit. Everybody like, we gotta go upstairs, we gotta go upstairs. I said, oh my God, where's my son at? Where's my son? They said, you can't go get him. He's on a lower level than you. You can't go back for him. Like you have to stay up here. I said, but is he gonna be okay? And they're like, yes, he's gonna be okay. Y'all all gonna meet each other, but he's just not on this level with you. I woke up literally the same exact weather that I was experiencing in my dream was literally happening around my car, because I was falling asleep in my car outside my mom's house because I was so uncomfortable in my mother's house that I was trying to figure out what was going on with me, that I would go out and sleep in my car before my mother kicked me out and made me homeless. So with that being said, I've been having a lot of spiritual experiences for a while now, but I never had no one to guide me through it. Like my mother never told me this is what this is, this is what that is. My sisters was never breaking it down. Like my sister been living in NOLA for Lord only knows how long. And have you mind, all these people that I'm mentioning, they're all tied back to NOLA. My sister lives there. Person who was my ex's boss is from NOLA. The girl who's in my dream that I'm talking about, she's from NOLA, but she live in Cali. Like everything's linked back to Louisiana. I have a pretty scary situation with the shadow man. Yeah, I feel like I know who the shadow man is, honestly. I think it's my son's dad or my brother. It's one or the other. I don't know which one of them it is, honestly, but it's one of them. I'm kind of, I don't know if I'm looking for a guy right now. I might have my neighbor. I don't know. It's my current guy. Who knows? But I'm just sitting here in this space of like, self-discovery is just something you just got to be cool with, because people going to sit here and laugh at you about it, call you crazy, call you insane. They'll be like, oh, look at your spirit. You ain't had no control over your spirit. Like, child, people done did so much. It's like, for instance, right now, on top of my head, like, it feel like it's a fucking nasty ass spider on top of me. I ain't gonna hold you. It feels like, and it's like fucking with my shoulders, like just trying to put pressure on me. But they say pressure builds diamonds. Y'all be trying to run away from it, but it's like, I hear the diamond sparkle. I hear the sound. I hear the frequency around me, but it's like, I don't want that. What the fuck is that on my shoulders like that? Because what the fuck, no. I don't doubt it. There's more than meets the eye, right? Because if I look at what's going on behind my eye, I can see all these other things going on, right? Like it feels like those white supremacists that live next to my ex's house. It's their energy. It's that Confederate shit, that racist shit, honestly. But they say, we'll give you exposure if you give us that nigger ass. So I'm like, oh God. That's why I'm always running away from connection, because I'm like, I cannot really trust that it's legit or it's not just them working through somebody else. But anywho, like I said, it's best that you start to get practitioners to lead you and guide you through your gateways. That's why I tried to start reading the Sacred Woman book, but I always get distract or sidetracked. I read the whole entire ebook, but then look, my ex poured juice all over my car when I went to jail because of him. And then my book molded. So like all these first few chapters got mold all on them. So really, I'm not even supposed to read this book because I'm allergic to mold. But I want to finish the physical text, but the book has mold all over it, which is dangerous to my health. And right, and then the people say go to therapy, go to a therapist. And it's like, no, the therapist is just people who are getting paid to dumb down your psychosis or your understanding of what life truly is once you have life after death. Because it's all just death, which is more death to the ego to get you closer to your spiritual light body anyway. So essentially, it's just a matter of, you know, realizing you're connected to source more than anything else. But even when you get connected to source, where's your body left at, you know? Who's the one trying to run your soul? Because if you ask me, nothing can take control of my soul, and I'm not to be contained by anybody. So I could feel like expansive, right? I could feel like, oh my gosh, I could breathe, I could see, my head doesn't hurt. But because you see the woman on the book, Earth is this big and we on Earth, but then they say your spirit when you bloom is like this, but then you're like this. So you realize that you kind of like dancing inside your own womb once the lotus flower blooms. Funny thing is, this is how I know my journey is really spiritual. All my tattoos, right, that I have, they all have spiritual meanings to them, but I didn't know that when I got them. So like the one on my chest right here, it's like an alien girl busting out of my solar plexus with red hair. I just recently colored my hair back red. It hadn't been red for a long time. It'd been orangish, right? But then like the one here, my son's footprint on my chest, my son always gonna be something pushing me back before I go ahead and elevate all the way to, you know, because I'm still here for him. So that sets me, I mean, not, but it's like he gonna put his, okay? Y'all get it? Where you going? And then, hold on one second, son. Then this tattoo here, my lotus flowers. They always say that all the gods and goddesses sit on lotus flowers, as you can see in this. Come on in. What's up?
What time we leave?
It's only 7:30.
I said we should leave early.
7:45.
Early. 7:40.
Okay.
See that?
Okay. It's always somebody trying to do spell work and root work to have you settle down and tie it down. It's like, child, you can't control other humans. That's not your job, goofy ass. But let the spiritual practitioners teach you. Oh, I'm trying to do this to protect you from the higher realms because you don't know that you're going to dissipate into nothingness if I let you go any higher than how high you can go. Like, I could feel this kind of energy, right? It's like, if people just learn to like let certain stuff go and be out of there, you know. Yeah, lotus flowers have always been revered in one way or another. Yeah, only bodhisattvas and monks can sit on, no, bodhisattvas and Buddhists can sit on lotus flowers in Buddhism. So the fact that I have 3 tattooed on my hip and I didn't know, because I had the opportunity to get the tattoo and I saw another tattoo that I was going to get, but I said, no, I want these flowers instead. And when I got these 3 flowers, you know, it makes sense now. The different levels, bodhisattva, Buddha, all of that is a different thing. Going for walks helps a lot. Yeah, I'm going to go for a walk. You know, it's just, again, when I wake up here, we got the Hispanic people over here fighting with the people in my neighborhood, fighting with the white supremacy down the street. It's so much spiritual but racial bullshit that goes on in this neighborhood that's so fucking retarded. Then the people like, oh, well, in our neighborhood, you can't come above this level unless we know. Like, bitch, who the fuck are you? You're not God. Like, if God said that I had a gift to be spiritually enlightened and see stuff in spirit, why the fuck are you listening to some little ass robot nigga who got fucking vaccinated with robots in his brain to tell you how to treat me? Y'all sound stupid. If someone has put robots in their body through vaccination, I don't trust you. I don't trust how your mind thinks because you thought that it was cool to put robots in your body when they clearly said they put nanobots in the damn vaccination. I don't trust nobody that has that fucking shot. So no, I'm not going to listen to no idiot above someone who didn't get the vaccination, got COVID, didn't pass out, is showing me that they're transmuting death and my death magic. I'm not going to trust some light-skinned ass nigga or any dude, by that matter, who's got the or the mother or anyone or who has the vaccination. I'm not going to trust y'all because y'all are bots from the yeah, no. Y'all don't think right. Y'all don't think ethically. You have a vaccination with robots that are programmed by the frequencies that they emit from these 5G towers. I don't trust what you say when it comes to my spiritual journey. If somebody who's vaccinated told me to bully a particular person or put spell work on a particular person because of who and what they thought that they were, I'd be looking at them like, are you crazy? You said do spell work on who? I got to do root work on who? So what am I getting out of it? It doesn't matter. Why am I doing root work on this person again? They're a threat to the current state of the government. And you want me to do root work on them? Why? Because y'all got people going around collecting children and black people and Hispanic people through ICE. So why am I listening to y'all? And people who own ICE also own prison systems. So why am I listening to y'all again? But people don't use their common sense to think, oh, I'm not going to do that to that child. I'm going to try to protect that child. You know, people just be thinking, oh, no, no, no. This person works alone by themselves and is still able to not be defeated by this person who got this many followers. This person got this many institutions behind them. This person got this many institutions. They all teaming up on this one person. Why would everybody be teaming up on one person? And that don't look suspicious to you. What in your mind, body, and soul would say, yeah, I'm going to join the crowd? Because if more people probably hate them, 9 times out of 10, it's probably a good reason. No. Because if the person is still surviving with all the people hating them, that's something you should probably look into a little bit deeper. Like, if all these institution, government affiliates, and all these people want access to this particular person's body, what they got that everybody want? I need to start doing some investigation because something's not right here. Something's going on here. But people don't think like that. You're an American citizen. I promise you that you don't have to worry about ICE. No, black people do have to worry about ICE because if you're friends with Hispanic people and you're spiritually linked in with them, then everything that they go through, you go through too. And ICE has been collecting black children and black people as well. I mean, black adults as well, black males shooting at people. They finally had some police officers put some ICE officers in jail. So, but anyway, my point is this: through your spiritual journey, you're going to have different gateways that you have to go through. I love that the Sacred Woman Journey book has different gateways that you can go through, and they'll tell you each woman that you could lock in with through each gateway. So that's dope for that book, but I haven't finished it. Like, I finished the ebook, but I haven't finished it like physically, like doing the altar work and having the different fabrics and things like that. Because when I did it in my other apartment, every time I would, the African lady below me, she just started yelling and screaming. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this lady? Like, I'd be meditating. I'm like, finally, like, oh, okay. And I'm rising. I got my lotus, my everything's going good. I'm like, okay, woo, this is great. Now they keep putting this fucking, you see, like they keep putting all this bullshit on. I'm like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Why do y'all keep doing all of this? All of this, and y'all think that there's something wrong with me? If they're doing all of this, and I'm just simply trying to get through a book, Like, if you really looking behind the scenes, it's like, you said bind me to a dog in the yard. Bitch, I wish you would. But people, oh no, the magic's wearing off. She's figuring it out. Yeah, because bitch, what the fuck is wrong with you? Leave me the fuck alone. I don't be bothering nobody. I be minding my business in my apartment. These people be doing spell work, throwing shit, screaming, stomping. Like, people legit be crazy and they be trying to make you look like you're crazy. Shit is weird. So start something good. What's today's date? Today's 11. Start something. Okay. No, let love be sincere, a real thing. Hate what is evil. Loathe all ungodliness. Turn in horror from wickedness, but hold fast to which is good. Love one another with brotherly affection as members of one family, giving precedence and showing honor to one another. Never lag in zeal and earnest endeavor. Be aglow and burning with spirit and serving the Lord. If all of us started having a godly attitude, it would catch hold and spread like a virus. Wouldn't it be great if we all could spread a good virus? Imagine the whispers. Have you heard? There's something wonderful going around. Have you caught it? It is running rampant all over the place. Everywhere you look, people have a new attitude. Let's start something today. Let's decide to think like Christ. Let's decide to love everyone we meet today and pass the word so that everybody catches on to it. Oh no, yesterday's was accept responsibility. See, I read today's yesterday. So yesterday was accept responsibility. Finally, brethren, farewell, rejoice, be strengthened, perfected, completed. May what you ought be encouraged and consoled and be comforted, be the same, agreeable mind of one with one another. Live in peace, and then the God of love, who is the source of affection, God will love and benevolence toward men. And the author and promoter of peace will be with you. Each one of us needs to accept our responsibility to do what's right in God's eyes, whether others do the right thing or not. Otherwise, we will have a standoff. Well, if you don't say you're sorry, then I won't say I'm sorry. You're not nice, so I'm not going to be nice. You haven't given me a compliment in a year, so I'm not going to give you one either. The attitude gets relationships in trouble. God wants us to live above the pettiness of selfish arguments by loving one another. Funny thing is, yesterday I went and I dropped off a pair of pants to my ex. And I'm like, okay. So I literally did that work yesterday, even though I didn't read that yesterday. I dropped off a pair of jeans that was like, my son, it was too small for him. They were brand new. I never wore them. I couldn't fit them because my hips are too big. So I went and I took them to my ex's house and I put them in the mailbox and said, thanks for everything. And then somehow I end up with some bullshit. So I'm looking like, all right, well, y'all niggas got to go. I'm sorry. I'm not carrying that shit on my back. Like, everybody keep on trying to make it like, oh, this girl, she's not. I know exactly what's going on. I could feel that shit right in my fucking forehead. Get that shit out of my face. Like, got an M over here, a T over here, a damn A over here, using different letters and shapes and geometric patterns in the Kabbalah system to try to like trap me in some damn web. Y'all don't get the fuck on. But when you're going through your spiritual journey, if you don't have a practitioner that works for you, everyone wants you on their team. So everybody's like, well, I want a piece. Well, I want a piece. Well, I want a piece. And it's just like, child, back your ass up. I actually already did Reiki, yeah. You be sharing clothes with your son? My son's has a lot of clothes that are too small for him, so he gives them to me, yeah. He's like 6'1" now, 6'2". So he just be giving me his clothes that don't fit him no more. Why? Is that a problem? Pretty cool that you know geometric shapes and influence the mind. All right, I'm coming. Reiki healing. I'm actually Reiki certified. Yeah. So judgment for everybody that did what they did. Like, every day is judgment day. So just live life according to it. Devil energy still at the bottom of the deck. Express sensuality is supposed to heal and make everything not hurt as bad, but that's just an excuse for people to be able to manipulate you. I'm not with that. Like, I will close all of this off. I'll close Coochie Town off real quick in a hurry. Like, I do not care about it. I will close it off. I will close it off. I don't care nothing about that. That shit can go right on back where it came from, and I'll take all of that shit out. All that love spell BS, that dark magic root work. I'll put that shit out of here. It said be patient though. Lover's card at the bottom of the deck. See, it's like, and they said also be mindful of people trying to cause madness to your children. I be trying to protect my son the most, but he like to show off too much because his dad let him have whatever he wants spiritually. I have no problem with keeping my account open. It's just like, my shoulders. Oh my God, you already that higher level. I love it. And here drinking the rest of this 2-liter pop, watching this girl talk crazy. Some of y'all people in these comments get on my nerves. They're just trolls. They ain't got nothing better to do. They need attention because they ain't got nobody loving them at home. So they said an unlikely partnership for a child, but then somebody's doing spell work on you while you sleep. I know that for sure. 2 of Cups partnerships coming through soon. Maybe with a Queen of Cups. But yeah, I knew that. The way that I be waking up in the morning, I'm like, I know y'all motherfuckers doing spell work on me. Good thing I could see it. But I'm going to go ahead and take my son to school, y'all. Y'all have a blessed morning. It's almost been an hour of my time to y'all. Appreciate y'all being here with me. We finally got to 1,000 subscribers. So if you did enjoy the vibes, go ahead and subscribe. Click, stick, and stay with me. Lots of shorts coming through soon. I have to edit everything. So these people go on and get pills at the doctor office while you body is the hospital. Yeah, again, before I go... order you a bottle of Golden Elimination Parasite Detox capsules. These herbs definitely can help you cleanse out your blood, your lymphatic system, and everything else. Now that I actually have a better face care regimen, my skin is clearing up. Of course, I have a lot of pores and stuff right here. And I don't know, there's some spell work that keeps getting done on the left side of my face. And every time it gets done, I break out right here. So I got to figure out what roots somebody's trying to put on my nerve right here. So I could go ahead and clean that up. But every time I clean that up, this goes away. But... bitches be angry, doing spell work and root work on each other. Like, y'all be so angry. Just leave people the fuck alone. Like, root yourself to a fucking tree. Okay? You want to do roots on something? Go talk to the trees. Go touch the roots outside. Look underneath the earth's crust and talk to the roots outside. Because I be looking like, I don't even want to... Why do you... Like... But anywho, I appreciate y'all being here, y'all. Okay? Thank y'all for tapping in and supporting me and clicking and sticking and sharing. And again, hopefully y'all subscribed to the channel. And more is going to be on the way to come. So, yeah. I can't smile right now. My face hurts. That Dr. Malaxin rice pill stuff, I scratched my chin while I was using it. And yeah, so all of this hurts right now. And yeah, so... I gotta put my clothes on, child. I was literally about to get off here and take my clothes off. All right, y'all. Peace, love, and hair grease, everything between. Just make sure you don't forget to lock in with yourself. And remember, here on this platform, you are heard, seen, and loved. Okay. Put your shoes and your sweatshirt on. I'm about to come out right now. You know, us ladies, all we gotta do is put a pair of sweatpants on and some, and we good. You're pretty no matter what. I don't give a fuck. I'm not about to be pretty on the outside. My soul is being tortured. Are you crazy? All right, y'all. Peace. Yeah, have a good